Hey everyone and welcome back. So in today's video we are going to tackle a very common misconception in the data world. Is DBT an ETL tool? The short answer is a resounding no, and in this quick video I'm going to explain why DBT is actually an ELT tool and why that distinction matters. Alright, so first let's go through a very quick difference between ETL and ELT. Okay, so we will start with ETL. And so what is ETL? So ETL stands for extract, which is E, and then T stands for transform and load. Okay, so L stands for load. Okay, so in the traditional ETL paradigm, you extract the data from your source systems, then you transform that data before it gets loaded into your data warehouse. So this transformation often involves dedicated ETL servers and processes outside of your main data storage. And one way of thinking about this is kind of like if you are cleaning and preparing all of your ingredients in a separate kitchen before you bring them into the dining room. Okay, so think about it like that, right? You are preparing your food in a separate room, and then when the food is ready, you bring it into the dining table from where your people or your folks can eat, right? So that's one way of thinking about ETL. Again, in this process, you are extracting the data and then you transform it, and when the transformation is ready, you just load it into your data warehouse. So in that analogy right there, you are doing the cooking on the left side here, extracting and transforming it, and then when the cooking is done, you bring the food into the dining room, right? So the dining room in this diagram right here is our target data warehouse. And then now if you think that in terms of data, then the data that is in your data warehouse in this scenario is kind of ready for usage, right? So analytics can then come and pick this data and go build insights on top of that, right? So that is ETL in its essence, right? So you extract the data, you transform it before loading it into your data warehouse. Okay, so what is ELT then? All right, so ELT stands for extract, load and transform. All right, so in this process you are doing the reverse of ETL, and with ELT you extract the data and then immediately load it into your data warehouse. And the crucial difference is that the transformation happens inside the data warehouse itself, and this leverages the power and scalability of your data warehouse. All right, so using the same analogy as before, you are bringing all your ingredients directly into the dining room, and then you are doing all the cooking and preparing right there. So you bring the data into your data warehouse, and then from there you do the transformations. So that's what ELT is. And again, with ETL, you do the preparation of your ingredients elsewhere, you do the cooking there, and then when it's ready, you bring it into your dining room. Okay, so that's kind of one way of thinking about this. So where does DBT then fit in this process? Okay, so DBT is a T in the ELT process. So DBT falls into the category of ELT, not ETL. And in the ELT process, it is the last step. It is the T in the ELT process. So basically with the DBT, it only comes in after you have loaded your data into your data warehouse. So you can see in this diagram here, you bring your raw data and then you load it into your data warehouse. So if you have BigQuery, Redshift, Snowflake, Databricks, you bring that data into your data warehouse first, and then from there DBT then comes in, does the transformations, and then writes it into dedicated schemas, right? From there, your analytics team can go ahead and use that data. All right, so DBT empowers data teams to build, test, and document data models directly within the data warehouse using SQL. It's not about extracting data from sources or loading it into the data warehouse. So for that process, if you want to extract the data and load it, you can use other tools like Fivetran, Stitch, or Airbyte to handle the E and the L steps. And then after that, DBT then comes in, does the transformation, and makes your process much easier. All right, so once your raw data is loaded into your data warehouse, that's where DBT shines. You write SQL models that define your transformation, create views, build aggregated tables, and then apply business logic. DBT helps you manage these transformations in a fashion controlled, collaborative, and highly testable way. And I have done a few videos on this where I went through the entire process of setting up dbt in your environment, and then from there you can actually write your model. So if you're interested, I'll put the links for those videos in the description, and then you can take a look at them. Okay, so why dbt then is a game changer, right? Why ELT with dbt is a game changer. All right, so the first thing that comes here is a speed and agility. So with dbt, you load raw data quickly, allowing data teams to start transformation and analysis much faster, right? So once you load, because basically you don't have to worry about transforming this data, right? So if you do have your EL tools, basically the tools that load and extract the data, or extract the data and load it into your data warehouse, from there dbt can pick up the rest of the process and transform that data much easier. Okay, and then the other benefit here is scalability. So you leverage the massive processing power of your modern data warehouse for transformations rather than relying on separate, often bottlenecked ETL servers. So with this now, it becomes much more scalable, because if you are using data warehouses, for example, like Snowflake, BigQuery, or even Redshift, what happens is those are quite scalable and they do have large storage space. And what dbt helps you with is, then instead of worrying about how you can transform that data, all you do is make sure that you have a process that brings that data into your data warehouse, and then from there dbt then takes over and does the rest of the transformation. So you don't worry about then the massive kind of building ETL servers where you can write the code and transform the data. So you don't have to worry about that. dbt makes that process much easier. And then the other benefit we have here is flexibility. Okay, so raw data is always available in your warehouse. So if business requirements change, you can retransform your data without needing to re-extract or reload. Very good point right here, right? So because you already have your data in your data warehouse, if the transformation process, something goes wrong with it, then you know that you do already have your data in your data warehouse. So you can just go back and look into the raw data and probably just tweak a little bit and fix whatever issue there was in your transformation. So you don't have to go through the entire process of reloading it, because with ETL, if any of the transformation step kind of messes up, then you'll have to do the entire process. You have to go through extracting it, and then you have to retransform it again. So it's kind of like packy, but with this ETL process, you already have your raw data, and then from there you can go ahead and transform it or rerun the process again. And the last one here we have is collaboration and governance. So dbt focuses on code-based transformations, testing, and documentation, and this helps you foster better collaboration and data governance. All right, so what is the conclusion here then? So while dbt is absolutely essential for building robust data pipelines, it's not an ETL tool. All right, so it stands, or its gold standard is for the T in the ELT process, and I kind of showed you that one right here, right? So dbt is the T in the ELT process. So this one enables powerful, scalable, and collaborative data transformations directly within your data stack. So again, you bring your data into your data warehouse, and then from there dbt takes over. All right, so this is very important if you are kind of confused how dbt or where dbt fits in the T in your ETL process, right, or ELT process, because for folks who are new with dbt, you are kind of like, okay, why do I need dbt and all of that? Again, dbt is the transformation tool. You cannot use it to load your data. So if somebody tells you, oh yeah, we have this dbt tool, and you're wondering, hey, can I use it to ingest your data? The answer is a no. You cannot use dbt to ingest your data. You only use it once you have brought your data, or you have loaded your data into your data lake or even your data warehouse, right? Then that's dbt. Dbt takes over from there. All right, so understanding this distinction is key in leveraging dbt effectively and building a truly agile data platform. All right, so that's again a very high level difference between ETL and ELT, and where dbt fits in the picture between those two paradigms. All right, guys, so that's all I had for you in this video. I just quickly wanted to go through a quick difference between ETL and ELT and where dbt fits in that process. And so if you found this video helpful, please give it thumbs up and subscribe to the channel in order to be notified whenever I release videos like this. All right, I will see you then in the next video. Bye bye.